All right, people, welcome. It is Wednesday, and it's another episode of the Experience. It's hot as balls here in San Antonio, really hot. Um, we went out to go get pizza, and we came back, and I don't know why I was dehydrated. I had a diet Dr. B, and that did the job for me. But other than that, welcome, people. It's another week to talk about wrestling. I am Drew, and with me here, as always, is this guy.
Justin from SmileMuchTees and SmileMuchTees.com.
And just a show update. If you notice, it's just me and Justin tonight. Our third man, Mr. Ruben Prime, on a weekly basis, he's not going to be on the experience anymore. He told me a little bit before the show. I understood for reasons I won't get into, but we're fine. We're not mad at each other. We're not feuding. We just talked about it, and I understood. He will be around for like big shows, like if we're talking about Royal Rumble, SummerSlam coming up, WrestleMania, if we're doing like a bus slip or as like a big news item. But for the most part, it's back to me and Justin being a two-man power trip. So, but never fear, we're still gonna be here to talk about wrestling, the week of wrestling, anything that happened. And a lot happened over the weekend of wrestling. There were a lot of PLEs, pay-per-views. You had Night of Champions, which is on Saturday. Then you had Slammiversary, Forbidden Door, and then you had Great American Bash, which is, I guess, not really a PLE since it's on CW. But it was I guess, a big event, special event. If that makes sense. But other than that, Justin, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Taking it day by day. You know what I mean? But I'm doing okay.
I think your light went out.
My light.
Okay, because it was kind of dark there for a second. Actually, never mind. You're good. You're good. But no, I'm good. I'm fine as well.
Let me turn my light on. Can you see me better?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
I had a workout earlier. I've been, like I mentioned, I've been getting back in the gym. I go as much as I can. Today I worked on legs and arms, which was always fun.
Nice.
I prefer to work on legs and abs. I think it's a little bit easier. Arms are a little difficult.
Do you do legs and abs on the so you did arms and legs on the same day?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I should probably switch it to just doing one, just so I'm not over.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that at all.
Okay. Then tomorrow I'll just stick with just one thing, either legs,
yeah,
or abs, or maybe just legs, just to kind of get my cardio going. But yeah, doing that, felt that soreness when I got home, and I just knocked out. I woke up, so I am gearing and ready to go. And then free agency signings in the NBA started yesterday, and some big moves.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Giannis get traded to the Heat. Today, Jaylen Brown got traded to the Sixers. And the Spurs signed Tobias Harris. Anyways, but that's not important.
Wait, what?
The Spurs signed Tobias Harris.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with it?
Obviously, you like it more than me.
Well, why don't you like it?
34-year-old 6'7" guy who's not really a power forward that doesn't play defense.
Okay.
That's basically Harrison Barnes.
Is he better than Harrison Barnes?
They're the same player.
Is he a better player right now than Harrison Barnes?
Slightly, but he's still not a better pickup.
You're not watching.
No, I watch, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think he's gonna be like a major, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like he's a part of the team, but like you're really making it seem like he made the team worse.
He's basically what Richard Jefferson was when they got him.
Is he better than? So who would you take right now, him or Keldon Johnson?
Neither.
That's not the question I asked. I
Keldon
asked everyone because
Johnson
they're both on the team. Who would you rather have right now, Keldon Johnson or Tobias Harris?
I want neither because Keldon Johnson pretty much proved that he's not that guy. He proved in the playoffs that he's not that guy.
All right.
I wasn't even that crazy about the thought of getting Hachimura, but at least he's taller and bigger and younger.
Okay.
And I know everyone is like, oh, get LeBron. I don't even want LeBron. Like,
Okay.
Come here.
All right.
So, and again, everyone else seems to be happy about this Tobias Harris signing. I'm not. So,
I mean, you're probably in the 1%. I'll say that he's better than Harrison Barnes at this point. And if you look at the sample size, let's say of 30 possessions, he's downright a better player than Keldon Johnson. This is an upgrade, and it's on a 2-year deal too as well. You can easily move, like if it doesn't work out this year, you can easily move him next year. I mean, this is I won't say it's like a huge pickup, but this is an upgrade to the roster. I don't see why this is a bad pickup at all.
I just don't like it. And they're still stuck with De'Aaron Fox, unfortunately. So, anyways, but that's a little bit of sports talk. But let's move on to another sport, wrestling. So we had Clash of Champions happen, or not Clash of Champions, Night of Champions.
Night of Champions, yeah.
Happened last Saturday on the 27th. I didn't get a chance to watch it live. I watched it on the replay the very next day because it was a pretty busy week last week for me personally. So we had 2 King of the Ring matches, and then we had 3 championship matches and a steel cage match. So the first one was a King of the Ring tournament final. Oh, let me just kind of backtrack a little bit. I was in the Kingdom Arena at Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So get that out of the way. So the first match was a King of the Ring tournament final. The winner was crowned King of the Ring. Oba Femi versus Jey Uso. Oba Femi won, which we'll get into what happened on Raw. But it's one of those like damned if you do and damned if you don't situations, which is what I usually say on the show, where it's like Oba on paper should have won because the whole point of this King of the Ring is to build new stars, and right. Oba is your next big star.
Right.
Jey Uso shouldn't even been in the tournament because he was already a champion. Matter of fact, most of the people in this tournament shouldn't have been the King of the Ring tournament. You know, like Seth Rollins, for example. So Oba winning was the right call. The match wasn't really much to sniff about. But Oba won. It was, the good call, obviously. I guess we can kind of shift gears to Raw, just so we can kind of go back and forth. So Oba opens the show. He's King of the Ring. Again, people love him. He's over like Rover. And then Brock Lesnar comes out and starts talking to him and says, I heard you've been talking a lot of mess about me.
Yep.
You know what they say, talk shit, get hit, kicks him in the nuts, and then F5s him. That's a choice. Later on, Oba goes to Adam Pearce and says, the champion can wait. I can do that anytime. I want Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, which is a Hell in a Cell match, which we've all kind of said that that's going to be the match, which is why we were kind of thinking, like, so is Oba losing because Brock's going to come out and fuck him over? And then it's kind of sounds like Jey Uso's getting a title match anyway, which we'll dive into the one of that match later on. But this is not good booking. Like that was a bad choice. Like, I mean, if you want to be creative, do like Brock versus Oba on night 1, and then night 2 wrestles Roman.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No. The only reason why I'm saying no is because that's blasphemous.
Okay. Keep talking. No, I want to hear your thoughts.
So the reason why, first of all, the King of the Ring itself was a waste of a fucking tournament. Why would you put over Oba Femi only for him not to go after the championship? Now, I don't agree him going after the championship in the first place. Why? Because it's too fucking soon. I mentioned this back in whatever, April, wherever it was, when it was like, oh, well, Oba versus Roman at SummerSlam. And I said, no, you do not want to do that. It should be Oba versus Roman at WrestleMania. Okay. What was the purpose of putting Oba in the tournament if he's not actually shouldn't be in the fucking tournament in the first place if that was the case? The final should have been probably Seth and Braun Breaker. Then just have Seth win.
Mm-hmm.
Then because it'll get us back to the spot that we're going to be in right now anyway. Then at least Braun Breaker could have some meaningful wins in a tournament. Right? Like this is just downright laziness from WWE. Now I'm glad. Now shifting over, I'm glad that they went to a Hell in a Cell match for Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. I think that's definitely going to main event night one. That's the best decision. But how much more heat you could have gave this match if Oba got screwed by Brock again?
True. No,
it's simple. So now you give Oba King of the Ring because you feel like you're going to lose momentum with Oba Femi if you don't book him right. Then you're going to have possibly Jey Uso, who lost, still get a title match anyway. It's just everything. All this is just ass backwards. All this is just fucking ass backwards. I don't like it. I don't like where they're going with this. Creative team is fucking terrible at what they're doing right now. The only positive thing that they came out of this is the pivot from Oba going against possibly Roman Reigns to Oba versus Brock Lesnar in the Hell in a Cell match. I think the match is gonna be fantastic. The Hell in a Cell match, I think, is gonna be a really good match.
Yeah,
but it's just the way they got there. They could have got there a much simpler way. Instead, King of the Ring doesn't mean anything now. What does King of the Ring mean? Doesn't mean shit. Money in the Bank doesn't mean shit. It's not like Money in the Bank. And also, I'm gonna point this to you as well, Drew. You know that Oba still technically has his title shot.
Yeah.
So is this Money in the Bank now all of a sudden?
I don't fucking know anymore. Where's he gonna face Roman? Is he gonna face him at like fucking Survivor Series? Like, where's he gonna face him?
It is so. It's dumb. It's really fucking stupid. It insults our intelligence, right? They could have just done some much simpler. I think the only reason why they put King of the Ring on Oba Femi is so he can have his title match later on. But if this is being saved to WrestleMania anyway, just have him win the Royal Rumble.
What I think is probably going to happen is they're just going to do the same wash and repeat storyline with the Bloodline, where Oba cashes in against Roman at a, let's say, like a Clash in whatever fucking show or wherever, and it looks like he's going to win, and then somebody comes out and screws over Oba, and it ends up being Zilla Fatu.
Maybe Zilla Fatu finally debuts.
I was going to say that. Yeah,
Zilla Fatu finally debuts, whatever the case may be, right? Because he's not long for the indie wrestling world. It's just dumb as shit, man. Like it's very lazy. It doesn't make people want to watch. You're losing your audience right now. This is just terrible. What else can you say about this? Look. I don't give it. I mean, the segment with him and Lesnar was fine. It was good. Yeah. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't give a shit. I really don't. Just get me to the match. I want to see the match and go from there, and then we can move on, right? But like all this just built up, and I don't even want to get into the women too as well. I mean, Liv versus Iyo. Iyo beats Liv. Oh, now it's gonna be Iyo versus Liv again, and now maybe Liv is gonna beat Iyo at SummerSlam. Like, wherever the case may be, we don't know for sure because she has a curse on her right now, whatever. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But it's terrible writing all across the board.
And you brought it up. You had Iyo Sky versus Liv Morgan in the Queen of the Ring tournament final, to which Iyo won. Again, the match itself was just a match. And then afterwards, Iyo said, "I'll see you at SummerSlam." to
This
Liv.
show was terrible.
Yeah.
With the exception of Sami Zayn winning, the show was awful.
Yeah, Night of Champions is what I call it.
Yeah, like I can't believe I can't believe everything we did predictions for, we did for the worst show of the weekend. This was the worst show, but this is the one we did predictions on. We could have done NXT. I mean, we weren't gonna do AEW, but we could have done NXT. Could even done TNA, but it's just
well, to be fair, I think we were running out of time. But yeah, you're right. This was a bad show. Yeah, again, Iyo's gonna face Liv, and what's gonna happen? Are Roxanne and Raquel gonna screw her over? Is Iyo gonna win? I mean, Iyo should win. Iyo's probably the best wrestler on the whole roster.
She is definitely up there. Yes.
I'm not even
my favorite women's wrestler. Well, she's my favorite wrestler. Period. Right now, I'm going. So
yeah, like I don't even mean just like women. I'm talking about in general. She's better and more popular and more over than literally anyone on the show. Like everyone loves Iyo. I can't think of a soul that doesn't like Iyo. She should win, and if Liv wins, that's dumb as fuck. Because Liv, they had her win the title at Mania, which I kind of stand by what I thought. I don't think she needed to win at Mania. They just gave it to her because she's over, and she never really defended it. And again, that's not on her. That's on booking. Same thing with Rhea. She won it, and what happened? So. Moving on, you have a steel cage with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Braun got juice. He got blood. He got some color on him. I don't know. Like with the whole Braun thing, it's like I can't tell what they're doing with him.
They're not doing shit with them. No. He should have been in Oba Femi's spot, but Oba Femi took over that spot.
Yeah, and then Seth Rollins is just like, why does Seth Rollins need to always win? Like, why did he need to win this? I guess in hindsight, what happened on Raw, you kind of figured out why.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't know. Like this, the whole Vision thing has been cursed. I'm not just talking about Danhausen, but like it's been riddled with so many injuries and just backwards booking. And it's like this is supposed to be the top faction on the show, and they don't really book them like it.
Now on the show, basically in WWE, well, actually Bloodline's the top faction in WWE.
Well, yeah, they're back to being
the top faction. But like prior to Bloodline, which has only been a couple months, they were supposed to be the top faction in WWE, which is shit.
Yeah, because like Logan Paul got hurt, Bronson got hurt, but it looks like he's coming back.
I thought he was going to come back on Saturday, but
yeah, I mean, I guess they're saving him. And now it's just down to Austin Theory and Braun, which yay. And then on Monday, Paul Heyman leaves the Vision.
So that right there should tell you everything you should need to know about the direction of this group.
Yeah, they're done. They're done. So, again, the match happened. It wasn't terrible, but it's not really.
It wasn't a bad match, but like,
it's okay.
Nothing happened. What happened?
Nothing.
Like none of these matches were like bad. Like to say that like, oh, these were bad matches. That's dumb to say.
Yeah.
None of these matches were bad. I didn't care. I didn't have a feeling coming, with the exception of Sami Zayn. I didn't have a feeling coming out of any of these matches. There was nothing like, oh my god, like, oh, I can't. What are they gonna go from here? Like, there was nothing. It's lifeless. It's like a fucking mannequin. You look at a mannequin's eyes, you see a fucking. You don't see anything because it's not living. That's what WWE, the WWE product is right now. It's not living. It's dull. It's dead. There's more life in a fucking doornail than this fucking show. It's terrible on what they're doing right now. Awful shit.
Yep.
Like, at least I'll put it to you this way. At least when Vince was there'll be some shit like, I can't believe they fucking did that shit tonight. But it'll be like, it's like, not like a good bad, like, it's not, and not even like a so bad as good. At least it's not totally, it's not boring. A lot of Vince's shows weren't really boring. They were terrible, but not really boring per se, because he was trying all this wild shit. We're all underground, and like this fucking This Is Your Life with fucking the New Day or whatever it was, like or not New Day, Bobby Lashley. Like he's at least trying shit. I don't know what Triple H is doing. I don't know what Triple H is doing to make this shit entertaining or even to try to make it entertaining or fun or anything. This shit sucks. This shit fucking is terrible.
Terribly. Next, we had Trick Williams, the United States champion, versus Ricky Saints. This is a match I probably should have liked more than I actually did, and I didn't.
Again, not a bad match. Wasn't a bad match. I didn't.
Not a bad match, but I wanted to like it more.
I didn't give a fuck about it.
No, I didn't give a fuck. And again, good for Saints.
Saints. Look. Also, too, as well. Look, honestly, I had Sue Young in my shop at the time too during this fucking event. Good event that we had in the shop. Had Sue Young there. I turned this shit off right after this fucking match. I didn't give a fuck.
All right.
I put on some other shit on my TV. I didn't give a fuck.
Right. How did it go, by the way?
It was good. Very good.
Big turnout and everything?
Very good, yes.
Okay, all right. I was just curious.
It was good.
Right, I'm not trying to get into specifics about how much money did you make. I was like, how did
it was good. It was good turnout. It was fine. Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm happy for you. I'm proud. Yeah, didn't give a fuck about this match. Another match I didn't give a fuck about: Tiffany Stratton versus Jade. Don't care. I know Chelsea came out and got a big pop, but
nope.
Tiffany has just really fallen, and I don't think that's on her. Jade is just Jade.
Jade doesn't even feel special no more, to me at least.
No. Now we're on to the main event. Triple threat for the WWE Championship. You had Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and Gunther. Again, by hook or by crook, this was maybe the best match of the night because you had three good workers in the ring that made it good. Again, was it great? No, but it was still a good match. If you thought the show was an F, this maybe slightly raised it to maybe like a D+ or a D-. But the match was good. The match itself was good. And the big shocker of the show was Sami Zayn won. Sami Zayn is the new WWE champion. Won with not a roll up, but what would you call that pin?
It was like a victory roll.
Okay, there you go. Which I haven't seen many of those in championship wins, but Sami won in Saudi, which he's damn near undefeated, even though I know he lost earlier this year at the Rumble, but he has a pretty good record in Saudi. So Sami's your new WWE champion, which really changes a lot of things for SummerSlam. Because where does Cody go? Where does Gunther go?
Now I'll tell you this: whatever match that, let's say, Sami does make it to SummerSlam, he ain't main eventing.
No, it's gonna be.
I love Sami, but that he ain't gonna main event a night. He may be opening contest scheduled for one fall.
Yeah, exactly. Cody, it looks like they're doing him and Punk.
Doesn't need a title either, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I guess. Gunther, I'm a little worried about because it almost seems like he doesn't have anything to do.
Nick Aldis.
Okay, I forgot about that. Okay. Finally, we're getting the jacked SmackDown general manager back in the ring.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn
2 years too fucking late.
Yeah, and then Sami Zayn and Jay. Yeah. Which, I know there's a story behind that.
I'm fine. I'm fine if the story if they tell a good story. I'm fine with. I have no issue with that. But again, are they gonna tell that story? Probably not, because this is fucking Mickey Mouse Levesque that we're dealing with.
Mickey Mouse Levesque.
So,
hey, at least Disney tells good stories.
Well, not Mickey Mouse Levesque.
Well, he's more like Steamboat Willie or Steamboat Paul. The rest of the SummerSlam card. Okay, so just to kind of flash forward, we won't spend too much time on Raw. So it's gonna be Roman and Seth for the title. Seth came out, cut a promo saying that pretty much just you never beaten me before. And Roman's like, Roman's like, I need this. I need to beat you. So it's going to be Roman and Seth at SummerSlam. I'm assuming that's going to close out. It's going to be a night 2 main event.
Right.
And
Roman wins. LOL.
Roman wins all of them. And then the rest of the show, I just kind of named the other matches. Yeah, I mean, the show wasn't very good. It was not a very good show at all. I would say D-. That's the best way I can put it. The main event elevated it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that harsh. I will say, I'll say a C-. D- is like one of the worst shows of all time in the territory. One of the worst shows. I don't think it was that bad because there was good wrestling, but it wasn't like any. It didn't really mean shit. I didn't really have a feeling. So like for the in ring, it did kind of save it, but again, like I said, I didn't really give a fuck about it. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna have a good in ring show, it has to be fucking balls to the wall levels above, like what AEW does, for example. That shit has to be like amazing in ring to bring up the dead storylines, and not to we didn't even bring this up. The crowd was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I mean the Saudi crowds are usually not that lively. Well, lately
Then it was at some points, maybe 2 years ago, they were good, not great, but they were good. You know what I mean? But now I don't fucking know. We got 2 nights of WrestleMania coming up in about 7 months, or not 7 months, about 9 months from now.
That's gonna be a disaster.
Whatever.
That's
man.
gonna be
whatever.
That's gonna be bad.
Whatever.
That's gonna be bad. But yeah, that was Night of Champions. So let's move on to the next day, where it was pretty packed. So you saw Forbidden Door. Without going match by match, how'd you feel about the show?
It was a very good show. Great show, actually.
What were some of your highlights?
The main event and the last 3 matches, actually.
Okay, so what exactly did you like about them?
The in-ring product.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so the main event was I did see clips. Will Ospreay versus Swerve in the men's own a Heart Cup final. Which didn't Ospreay win that last year?
No, he did not.
Who won it last year?
Hangman.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then there was okay, so this was I saw a clip of this, the Death's Door match. And it was a steel cage, but it wasn't like a regular steel cage. It was like a circle.
Yep. I thought it looked incredible. I thought it looked very good.
So you liked the match?
Yes. I thought it was possibly the best steel cage match in AEW history.
I saw the clip of Kyle O'Reilly with a NES.
Yep.
And then there was like an explosive landmine spot, which how did that come about?
Kevin Knight climbed the cage and the cage exploded.
Jeez, only in AEW. And then you had Mercedes Moné versus Maya World in the women's own Heart Cup final. So she'll be going all in. Who's Maya World?
She is a local wrestler from Dallas, and I saw her at Mission Pro a couple years ago, and she's incredible.
Okay. Hold on. I clicked off the show.
I believe we did speak about her a couple times before on the podcast.
Okay. Then you had Cope and Cage? They defeated the Dogs for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. You had Thekla versus Starlight Kid for the Women's Championship. I hear a lot about Thekla from a lot of people. I hear it from you or from RJ. I know Mish on Wrestling Soup talked about her, and he's not big on AEW, but he likes her. Like, how would you compare Thekla's working style to? If you had to describe it.
What do you mean? Like, how would I compare her working style?
Like, if you had to describe Thekla to somebody, like, how would you describe it?
She's a great in-ring character, great mic skills. Doesn't take no shit from nobody. She has real heat with Stardom. I mean, she's a real life badass.
So is she like a striker or a mat wrestler, or what kind of wrestler is she?
She's a hybrid.
Okay, I need to watch her then because I keep hearing nothing but good things.
Yep, she's possibly the women's wrestler of the year so far.
Shota, right, just went through all the matches, and then you had Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre.
I thought the match was good. Didn't need to go 30 minutes.
Okay, so overall, it sounds like you liked it. How would you rate the whole show?
I think it was the best AEW pay-per-view this year. Yeah, believe it or not, I thought it was even better than Double or Nothing. I thought Double or Nothing was fantastic, but I thought this was better overall.
What was your favorite match?
The main event.
What was your least favorite match?
It wasn't a bad match, but probably Moxley and Shota Umino, which was still a good match.
Okay. I guess same story with AEW is that the pay-per-views are good. It's just the weekly shows are just hit or miss.
Well, tonight, Jesus, they're redoing the angle tonight. So,
what are they doing?
What angle have they done several times in AEW about the World Championship? You think?
Okay, so I know MJF's the champion.
Yeah.
Are they doing the whole if you want to fight me, you must answer these questions 3, essentially?
No, something else.
Does the person who's wrestling MJF have to wrestle different people?
No, it involved Cody.
Oh, somebody got whipped?
No, if you lose against me, you will never be able to wrestle for the title again.
Oh, that dumb shit again?
So it's going to be MJF versus Omega, I believe, next week. Omega's going to win because they want to do Omega versus Ospreay in the main event at Wembley, which I don't think that's the right move. I love Omega. As you know, I do love Omega. Like, fucking GOAT, you know what I mean? Of that era New Japan for me. But I don't think that's not the right move. It should be MJF versus Ospreay.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm not even watching the show, but it's just like, MJF is the guy right now. Like Kenny, not to shit on Kenny, but it's just like that boat's already sailed.
I don't want to get deep into conversation with AEW, but long story short, there has been a story brewing between Ospreay and Omega. I understand why they're going in the direction that they're going in. I definitely understand it, but to me, I think the more match with more heat is MJF versus Ospreay. It doesn't matter. Ospreay is going to win the title regardless, but I just think the match with more heat will be MJF versus Omega. So I'm sorry, MJF versus Ospreay.
All right then. AEW doing AEW things. And then Slammiversary.
But they put on the fucking best wrestling pay-per-views right now, so that's why I have them above WWE as far as one of the best promotions of the year. Well, they're not the best promotion of the year, but WWE maybe 3rd, 4th place by the end of the year. AEW is above them at least because at least they pull on good pay-per-views.
Yeah, did this pay-per-view run until midnight like always?
Yeah, but I'd rather at this point I don't give a shit because if I'm watching great wrestling, it doesn't matter to me for whatever mediocre trash that WWE is doing. If I'm watching good wrestling, I can give 2 shits on what time it ends. I really can't. Like, would you rather watch mediocre? That's a great question. Would you rather watch mediocre wrestling for 2.5 hours or watch great wrestling for 5?
I don't want to watch a wrestling show for 5 hours in general. I'll answer this, but with a twist. I'll watch a great show for 3 hours or under. Okay. Well, I mean, it's like the difference when people are like, I don't want to watch a movie that's longer than 2.
I don't think it was 5 hours long, to be honest. I think it was probably more like 4-ish, 4.5-ish. So
Or no, I want to watch a show with good pacing. How about that?
Yeah. Well, not double or nothing, but Forbidden Door actually had good pacing. Because when I looked at the time, I was like, oh shit.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick. Like I'm happy you liked it. I'm happy people like things. I'm just like, I don't know about a show being that long, but it's like when people complain about movies where it's just like, oh, all movies should be 90 minutes. And it's like, no, movies need to just be paced better. You know, a movie can be 2 hours or 3 hours and have good pacing.
Did you like the Snyder cut?
Did I like the Snyder cut? Yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it.
Well, how long? It was like a 3-hour movie or something like that.
4 hours.
Yeah, I remember watching it too when it came out. It was good. I really liked it.
I really like. I mean, there's a lot of good movies that are 3 hours. Like The Dark Knight was close to 3 hours. Yep. Departed was 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I didn't even feel the length.
Yep.
Because it was a great movie. I mean,
I'm pretty sure you haven't seen none of these, but The Godfather 1 and 2, they're long movies. They're great. Yeah. So,
yeah. I mean, Scorsese movies are long in general.
Yeah,
they're very long. The Odyssey that's coming up, that's probably going to be close to 3 hours.
Well, I mean, that's the fucking Odyssey. I mean, we are like I think the original Odyssey back in the day was like a 12-hour epic. I don't fucking know. I don't know, but you know.
Yeah, but Christopher Nolan, he likes doing long movies because Oppenheimer was 3 hours. And I liked Oppenheimer. I didn't love it because when I got to that 3rd hour, I felt it. And I was like, because it was one of those things of just like, I don't know if it needed to be 3 hours, but we needed more story to tell about the after effects of Oppenheimer or the atomic bomb. So it would have been nice to maybe talk more about Hiroshima, but the movie's called Oppenheimer, not Hiroshima. So
would it be, you think it'd be beneficial for AEW to start their shows at 5:00?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
Would there be less criticism from the community? Like, oh, these shows are too long if it goes from 5 to 9:30 or 5 to 10.
I mean, at the end of the day, the community is always going to bitch about something. But I think just the whole idea of just like being at a wrestling show until midnight is kind of a problem.
Oh, again,
I was complaining about WWE shows.
If it's one of those situations where it's a very good wrestling show and you're getting your money's worth, like I understand it. I don't want to watch a 5-hour show. My position is I much rather watch a 5-hour show that's great matches, great in ring, hot crowd, than a 2.5 hour to maybe 3 hour, depending what WWE does, right? Mediocre, boring. You get one moment, you get a lot of commercials. I just rather watch. Like if I had a gun in my head, one or the other, I'm picking the one that I'm going to be entertained by, not the one that I'm going to be bored by with less time.
I'm kind of the opposite because I do get bored watching AEW shows too. Because again, just that style of wrestling is not for me.
Yeah, I get it.
There's stuff I like about it.
I think you're in the minority when it not in the minority when it comes to that, because that opinion is not like that's a popular opinion, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But just from like when I get like customers that come in my shop, people who don't even watch it.
Yeah, I think your camera froze.
Are you still there?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Here from me.
I think you froze.
I think that may have been me because it just reloaded. So, but
anyways, continue.
No, you're good. No, we can move on.
Well, no, because you were mentioning how people come into your shop and talk about it.
Oh yeah, well, people come in my shop and they'll look at. Well, sometimes I'll have AEW on. They'll be like, "Oh, well, and they're not really aware of AEW, or sometimes they watch it. They're like, "Oh my god, they're bleeding," and oh man, that's they're on top of the cage. It's cool. Like they get, they don't. It doesn't convert them into a fan or nothing like that, but they get why.
Yeah,
people like it. You know what I mean? But your opinion. I mean, again, your opinion's your opinion, and there's a lot of people out there with your opinion too as well. But like, I even think that there are people out there that be like, Like I just can't. I just really can't see and justify people saying that, like, even if you don't like AEW, you at least have to admit when it comes to pay-per-views, they put on more of an exciting product. You don't have to like it, but the actual, like, the energy is more there versus in WWE. Sometimes you get with WWE depending on the show, depending on the whatever. But as of right now, at least this year, AEW's pay-per-views have been more exciting than WWE. WrestleMania didn't feel like fucking WrestleMania. Royal Rumble didn't feel like Royal Rumble. These international shows, yes, the crowd's great for the most part, but when it comes down to the in-ring, it's so dull and bland and boring. Like what's the best match on pay-per-view this year that the WWE main roster has put on?
Punk and Roman.
Okay, yes, right. I stand corrected. WrestleMania main event night 2. Great. Second favorite match or second best match. Like, I can't really like you're gonna like really dig deep.
I mean, it's not a PLE, but Americana versus Americana.
I said WWE main roster. You're referring to AAA. That's not WWE main roster. We all know that Mexico's different. And we know that can't really use NXT. Like, I'm talking about, because we compare apples to apples of WWE main roster versus AEW. Like, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, at the end of the day. And
right. I mean, I will say with AEW, yeah, you're right. They put on, like, the energy there is different.
The energy, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, granted, there are people that I like. I've said before, there's people there that I like. I mean, I haven't watched Thekla, and I've heard nothing but good things about Thekla, and I want to see her work. So I need to see her work just to see what all the hubbub's about. They definitely have more creativity. They don't really feel like there's a lot of shackles. Whereas WWE's corporate, there's a lot of shackles on there. Whereas AEW is, I guess, for a lack of a better term, a privately owned company by Tony Khan.
And don't get me wrong, AEW can be boring as shit sometimes too, as well. Mainly their weekly TV shit. Their weekly TV shit, a lot of it shit is like, I don't give a fuck. But when you get like two supreme, like when the bell rung with Ospreay and Swerve, like, you knew you were gonna see something where you're gonna be, at least something. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. Wherever you like it or not, there's gonna be something that's gonna make you like, oh shit, or like, oh, this is cool, or you will react to something in a meaningful way. You don't get that with WWE. You just don't.
No,
for the most part. Like with Sami Zayn winning, that was the only time when I watched it at home afterwards. But that was like, oh, like, I jumped up, and I was like, oh, they gave it to Sami. Like, oh my god, they actually gave it to Sami. Like I don't know, man. Just, it's like, what's the meme of Charles Barkley? Like, we're gonna start a dialogue. We're gonna start a dialogue. Like, we need to start a dialogue with, like, just in general between the two companies as far as excitement levels, because that shit does fucking matter. I'm not saying that, at least, I think this year AEW is technically better than the WWE main roster. But, like, does that mean, like, I want WWE to fail? And do I think that WWE is, or that AEW is going to be better than WWE in the long term? Fuck no. I know AEW is not going to be, a lucrative company in the next couple of years. There's a chance that they may be off TV in the next couple of years or so. I know that. But as of this moment, their pay-per-views shit on whatever WWE is doing. The excitement levels, the in-ring, just the energy overall, you know what I mean? It's just overall, right? And that's just the pay-per-views alone. The pay-per-view is the only major thing that is from AEW, is the only thing that they do head and shoulders above better than WWE. Weekly TV, what? I mean, they both fucking suck. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, give me a fucking break. You know what I mean? Like, booking. I mean, they both fucking suck. Give me a break. You know what I mean? Building new stars. They both fucking suck. Give me a break. Actually, AEW is a little bit better, I will say, because they're at least trying guys with Kevin Knight, and WWE has Oba Femi, and so I mean, they're whatever, right? But like when you look at pay-per-views, it's night and day. Anyone would be fooling themselves. Even if you're a hardcore WWE fan and you know your product sucks right now, you cannot sit there and tell me and look at an AEW show or even look at highlights or whatever. You'd be like, this is fucking stupid. They're bleeding all over the place. They're doing these crazy spots. But at least it's exciting to see. It's notable. It's talkable. There's nothing that's coming out of WWE shows that people will be talking about. Nothing other than fire Triple H. This shit sucks. Creative sucks. I mean, Sami Zayn won. Great. That's to me, outside of the Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar stuff and what they did at WrestleMania, Oba Femi coming here in San Antonio, powerbombing Brock Lesnar to set their feud. Outside of that, Sami Zayn winning the WWE title is WWE main roster moment of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot name me anything else close than those two things right there. Nothing. There's nothing, not even in the stratosphere universe, close to that.
It seems like the stuff that's outside of the main roster is more exciting. Because like AAA, it's heads and shoulders the best show. NXT is starting to get a little bit momentum back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm sticking with WWE. I'm not talking about AEW.
Right. But in theory, it shouldn't be that way. In 2017, 2018, NXT was obviously the best show in fucking wrestling. 2016, 2015, 2016, 2017, like whatever, right? But in theory, during that time, it's supposed to be the main roster. It's supposed to be, during that time frame, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose and The Miz and Dolph Ziggler and Roman Reigns and John Cena, and it was supposed to be those guys during that time the best show. It wasn't. It was NXT. But even right now, I like AAA. I think it's very good. But let's be honest, that it doesn't touch shit in NXT 2017 or 2018.
No,
it doesn't. Mm-hmm. The reason why we we're saying, AAA is the best thing that WWE has. NXT is coming back up. That's how low we're setting the bar for ourselves. We're seeing the bar so low for ourselves that we will accept anything that looks halfway decent. And be like, you got to go out and watch it. You got to go out. And I think for the most part, AAA is very good. It's very good. But it's not excellent. It's not like, it's not top to bottom. It's not like fucking excellent. I think they have a very good mid-card division. Their women's division, it needs some work. They're trying to work on that, though. But it does need some work. You got Dom's... he doesn't wrestle on fucking AAA much at all, except for the main shows.
So I heard somebody from CMLL apparently is coming to AAA. You know who that is?
Oh, I should know this.
It was a woman, and I'm blanking on her name. Oh, she had some weird name.
I should know this. I should know this. I really should fucking know this, but the name is escaping me right now.
Keep talking. I'll look it up.
But you sure it was a woman or wasn't it a dude? It may have been a woman. But regardless, so like we watch these shows and we're at a point right now in wrestling where we will accept anything. Like we will accept anything. If it's someone positive, we'll take it. Now I will say this, but that doesn't take anything away from Americano versus Americano. That is, as of right now, my match of the year, I think is one of the best wrestling matches I've ever seen, and I'm sticking with that because I just think that the crowd was so hot, the story was great, the unmasking, like I think it deserved it definitely deserved its nearly 6-star. It's nearly 6 stars. It deserved that. But we're just at a point right now where we're just accepting anything.
Got it. Persephone.
Oh, from AEW. Yeah. I don't know if she is coming over as officially as of yet. I mean, I would love for her to come over because I think she's fantastic too. And she'll be a huge boost to the women's division there. I mean, I actually want her in NXT, but whatever. But NXT's roster's way loaded, so I don't really think.
Well, their women's roster in general is loaded.
Yeah, it's just way loaded right now. But like, she'll be a great match for Kendall Gray. But anyway, but that's where we're at in wrestling in 2026, where we have the bar so low that a company like AAA, like for you, Drew, you wouldn't have been dead watching a AAA show 3-4 years ago, when there was fucking memes about it and fucking like terrible audio, terrible visuals, Conan, basically, or not Conan, but Vampiro's like, play my fucking music, like just go in the ring, play my like you wouldn't be dead watching that shit, 4 or 5 years ago. But you're at a point so far that you're so down on wrestling that even you will, I mean, because it is a good product, and it's because it has the WWE name attached to it, and it has guys that you recognize on there, and now you're starting to learn about guys like starting to learn guys about Psycho Clown, and you're learning about Lady Flammer, and you're learning about Mr. Iguana and El Hijo Vikingo and El Hijo the Dr. Wagner. You've been hearing about these guys. You're like, oh, I don't know if these guys are so special. Like, and I kind of, I'm like, they're not as bad as I thought they were. I think they're pretty good. I mean, wherever the case may be, right? Wherever your opinion is, but that's how far the bar is set, and we just sit here, we accept wherever they give us, and as of right now, Triple H, WWE, TKO, guess what? They don't give a fuck on what we think. They don't care to make the show better. They don't care about, week to week continuity and storytelling. You know what they care about? They care about the money in their pockets. They care about, breaking records and figures and the social media clips, and that's all they care about. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a single iota fuck about us. And going back to AEW again, Tony Khan, at the end of the day, he doesn't give a fuck about us either. I'm just going to say that too. Doesn't really give a fuck about us either. But the difference between Tony Khan and TKO, I will say this, at least Tony Khan, he books his fantasy matches together for their strongest suit, what is best for the in-ring product, and what could be possibly most exciting. That's what he's doing better than Triple H right now. Triple H ain't booking shit that's gonna be most exciting in ring. Like, for God's sake, I like both of the talents. Jay Cargill and Timmy Strang ain't it, brother.
No,
that shit ain't exciting. I don't give a fuck about that. I really don't. So we'll see what happens here. I kind of hope that crash happens. There's gonna be a video game crash coming soon. Thank God, because thank God GTA 6 is coming out, and GTA 6 is just gonna obliterate this fucking industry to where that people are gonna be like, well, now we gotta make fucking good games like GTA 6 now. Oh, we gotta try to live up to that fucking quality. Oh wow, now we see why it took them 13 years to make this fucking game, because our shit fucking sucks dick. You know what I mean? I'm glad a video game crash is coming, because the video game industry fucking sucks right now. It's like the video game industry is just like pro wrestling right now. The video game industry fucking sucks. It is fucking terrible. I don't know if you heard about PlayStation and Sony not doing this no more.
Yeah,
in the next few days, pay attention, people. I'm telling you right now, in the next few days, you're gonna see major I repeat, major, probably next week or so, but major layoffs at Xbox. Xbox is going to be closing down studios. People are going to be out of work. It's going to be a fucking bloodbath in the video game industry too as well. So that's what pro wrestling needs.
Can I chime in on the video game part?
Yeah.
You notice how there's been this shift in a lot of independently made games becoming more popular than like the big studio ones. Because there was Claire Obscure, which I believe the story behind that was like everybody that worked on that, they got fired from, I think, like Sony or whatever.
Right.
And they all formed their own studio. And they made Claire Obscure. Like they brought in the guy who played Daredevil to do the lead voice, and they pretty much swept the Game Awards. Stuff like Dispatch, that was kind of a quiet success. Just independently made games are kind of where it's at right now because it's better storytelling. They're cheaper. Like a lot of the newer games, they're like damn near they're $70-$80.
So GTA 6 is going to be $80. If obviously, I'm not breaking any fucking news here. Like that's like one of the biggest stories in 2026 for like in the world right now that everyone's fucking talking about. GTA 6 being $80 and $100 for the Ultimate Edition, which I got, by the way, because like, if you see the content that you're getting is fucking unbelievable. But now other gaming companies, they're going to try to raise their games to $80. You know what games that's for sure going to try? I believe that they're trying to raise up to $80. Just guess a game. If you had to guess a game, very, very casual, I will say.
The Wolverine game?
No, casual.
Casual.
Not everybody like I think the Wolverine game is gonna be great, but I'm just saying like that's not like super casual. I'm talking about a super casual game.
Is it a sports game?
Yeah, all right. Your game very hot. There you go.
NBA 2K?
Maybe 2K? Madden.
Okay.
There, I can imagine raising that shit. Yeah, no, I agree with the face because they're gonna try to raise that shit to $80 fucking because look at what GTA 6 did. They raised it because they're gonna get the people to buy it. Madden's a huge franchise, and EA knows that. Hey, if GTA has a very dedicated fan base right here, right, we can try to raise our games to $80 and have our dedicated fan base buy the fucking game. Guess what? You ain't gonna get shit fucking new next year, right? Nintendo tried to do that shit with fucking Mario Kart World, and that didn't do shit for them because guess what? Mario Kart World was $80. Very good game. Not worth $80.
That was for the new Switch, right?
Yeah, okay, Mario Kart World.
$80?
Yeah, the game's $80.
What the? I don't know. Like I've kind of made my peace on this. My PS5 that I have right now is probably the last console I'm ever gonna buy because I just can't do it. I just can't.
I don't blame you. I've been playing a lot of games on my phone here.
Yeah, like emulators.
The Division,
like
COD Mobile, free. I play Apex Legends on my Xbox, free.
Yeah, like
I was like, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was saying like during the pandemic, like I was just buying nothing but retro games because I got a PS3.
Right.
Still works. I'm playing games on there. I still have my 360. I play games on there. Even on my PS5, like I'll just go to the store and just on the store on the PlayStation, just buy old games because they're cheaper.
Yeah. And GTA 6 is the only video game that I purchased in the last 3 years. I have not purchased any game in the last 3 years. GTA 6 is that game. Why you may like people don't fucking understand this shit. Look, you can play. Most likely, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but you can probably. I'm hoping there's GTA 6 trailer tomorrow too. Hopefully, we'll see. But look, you can possibly play basketball in that game. If you can have basketball mechanics similar to an NBA Live like 07, 08, why would anyone play fucking 2K? Sure. When you can just play in Grand Theft Auto and play 5-on-5, like, you know what I mean? Like They're gonna have golf. They're gonna have tennis. They're gonna have fucking. I think. Yeah, they're gonna have. I think regular golf and putt golf. They're gonna have tennis. They're gonna have basketball. Like, if the mechanics are like very simplified, PlayStation 2, 2007, 2006, 2007 mechanics, why would you play it? Why would you go and play fucking NBA 2K?
You're not wrong.
Why would you like for me, for years, you know what I played on GTA Online for years? It wasn't the missions and stuff. I did that like whenever I was bored, right? I did racing because I love the fucking racing. You make your own tracks, you can make all these crazy jumps and boost, and you can create your own shit. And I just found it fun. Why would anyone? I mean, well, Forza is a fucking awesome game. But like legitimately, why would anyone else will go back and play Forza when I can race in fucking GTA and I can make my own shit? Not to add on to the fucking heist, not to add on like it's so with GTA being $80, people are like, oh, it's gonna be fucking like you guys are not thinking it's gonna be like 7 games in fucking one. Like, I'm sorry, like you wouldn't have to go out there and play. Like, I'll put it to you this way. You're gonna be able to play video games, a video game inside of a video game, because in all the GTA games, they have their own virtual consoles and shit like that. And you play these games inside the game, and they're actually, pretty fun. So it's like the video game. I'm getting back to wrestling, but the video game industry needs to have a crash. So does pro wrestling. We're way too, what's the word I'm looking for? There's way too much going on in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
You can watch pro wrestling anywhere, anytime, with any like any company. You can watch it. Indies, international, Joshi. If you want to watch wrestling in fucking fucking China, I'm pretty sure you can find something and watch it. It's too much. It needs to have a crash. When there is deals for like MLW, I know you like MLW, but I'm just saying realistically, right? Like MLW and GCW and Juggalo Championship Wrestling and even TNA, when all of these companies have significant not necessarily broadcasting rights like on TV, but like where it's like certain websites, things of that nature, is way too fucking much going on. And yes, you can pick a choice, but when you have that many options, some of those options are going to fail, and it dilutes everyone's perception and product on pro wrestling. WWE doesn't try because they don't have to fucking try. They make all the fucking money regardless. The only way we're gonna get a fucking a pro wrestling crash is companies like WWE and AEW. Their attendance goes down to a fucking point, and their revenue goes down to a point, and WWE is gonna be fucking hard, but it has to go down to a point to where that it just dissolves into fucking nothing. It may take 5 years from now, it may take 10 years from now, but we need there needs to be a crash in order for it to be able to sell back up again.
Well, I mean, I've been saying for a while, the second people stop showing up to the shows, that's when they're going to notice. Because
but the issue is they're not.
That's no, that's what I was saying is like with TKO, it's like all they care about is people are showing up and still paying the prices. But once they stop, that's when they're going to start. Once for billionaires, once their pockets start to seem less full, is when they're going to start getting worried.
Right.
And not fan criticism, not criticism of the shows themselves. It's when they start losing money.
Right.
That's all they like. I forget which movie it was where it's like the best way to get at a rich guy is to go after their pocket. I think it was Trading Places.
Right.
Yeah, it was Trading Places where, Eddie Murphy, great movie. Eddie Murphy tells, not Bill Murray? Dan Aykroyd. He tells Dan Aykroyd, you want to know how to get back at a rich guy? Go after his pockets. There you go. And they ended up bankrupting those guys, and those guys became homeless, and they showed back up in Coming to America. Another good movie. And that's kind of shift gears to another industry that had to kind of fall on their face to kind of realize what they're doing wrong.
Right.
And it's like the movie industry for a while. It was just like we were getting nothing but IPs and remakes and sequels, and we still kind of do. But then this year's actually been the most successful year for movie theaters because you have films like
Really?
yeah, like I looked at the research. It's been the most successful year for movie theaters because you have movies like Obsession and The Backrooms, which are independently made films that are making more
Are
money.
you saying for like revenue wise?
No, like in general, like people are actually going to the movie theater. Like there's like here's a story. Obsession originally was going to come on streaming earlier, but
Right.
it kept
Yeah.
making money.
Yeah. Right.
And,
Right.
and it's actually still in theaters
It's
right now.
true.
It just came
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just came out on VOD yesterday. And then Backrooms. Backrooms is I think the highest grossing A24 film of all time.
So are you saying that, let's just say 1984, right? When you had movies like Ghostbusters and
Right.
1984 was like a big year for fucking movies. I think like 16 Candles came out that year.
Right.
A lot of movies, Terminator, right? Are you saying that, like, just for example, that the movie industry, as far as not the movie industry, but the movie theaters are doing better today than back then?
No, I'm saying this year, like in the first time in a while, theaters are doing.
Oh, okay. That was like it was a time. Well,
Let me try and find the article.
Yeah, like I'm very curious to know. I mean, you got just for inflation, whatever. Because when I went to go see Backrooms, it wasn't crowded in there when I went to go see it, and this was at fucking Casablanca too. So I'm like, Well, and this is on a Saturday evening, if I remember when, or no, Friday. It was on Friday evening.
Okay, hold on. So I went on opening day, and it was pretty full and
right.
But okay, so here we go. 2026 is turning out to be an incredible breakout year for movie theaters. In fact, industry analysts and studio executives are calling it the strongest, most stable year for the box office since the pandemic. Or before the pandemic.
Okay. All right. There we go. Okay.
The domestic box office is pacing towards a massive $10 billion annual haul.
Okay.
Driven by
that I can see. I can see it being the best since the pandemic. I can definitely see that.
Driven by a deeply packed summer slate, an increase in wide release movie volume, and surprisingly strong turnout from Gen Z, who are heavily leaning into the experiential economy of premium movie theater outings like IMAX, Dolby Atmos, and luxury dine-in setups.
Right.
Several massive drivers explain why the theaters are thriving this year. Massive franchise hits and record openers. Family blockbusters like the Super Mario Brothers movie, Toy Story 5, which I believe Super Mario is the first film this year to reach $1 billion, and Toy Story 5 is probably going to reach $1 billion. The Michael Jackson movie is actually the highest grossing biographical movie of all time.
Oh, yeah.
It just made $1 billion. Sci-fi action, Project Hail Mary and The Mandalorian brought Star Wars back to the big screen in a massive way. I like The Mandalorian. I mean, it didn't do that well, but I liked it. Project Hail Mary is my favorite movie of the year.
So the moral to the story is that movies are back great in movie theaters since the pandemic. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't think it's like an all-timer. I mean, like, if you look at something like 1994, where you got like The Lion King and Pulp Fiction and Forrest Gump and Shawshank Redemption and what I mean, movies like that, I'm like, I don't think that compares to today, but right. Obviously the movie theaters were way more crowded back then. But that's good though. That's
And then you have movies coming up like the Moana movie next week, which that's going to make money. Spider-Man, that's going to make money. Odyssey is going to make money. Doomsday, Dune, they're going to make money. And then A24 puts out really good. I mean, maybe not so much because A24 is teaming with Google to do AI shit, which that's really worrying me. But A24, every year on my top 10, I have at least more than one A24 film in my top 10.
I'll tell you this. AI is going to be worse than CGI. I hate CG. I hate CG. Like, if it's a fully, like I would say, if it's like a fully AI movie per se, and it's like, let's say it's like an animated movie, like it can work, right? You know what I mean? Like if you have like whatever, right? But like if it's like a full AI movie and like, Marlon Brando is in the movie, I'm like, whatever, right? Like, I'm not really one of those people like, oh, he's dead. Oh, just let him, whatever. Like, I'm not that fucking sensitive when it comes to shit like that. But like, if you mean to tell me that, oh, Marlon Brando, like a young Marlon Brando, is doing a scene with Timothy Chalamet, no.
I mean, they are doing that because a lot of people's estates signed off to use their likeness.
I will. So look, like for example,
I don't like that either.
Let's say if it's Heath Ledger, right? Heath Ledger's passed away. Let's say if they do the picture of Heath Ledger, if he were still alive today, at the age he's supposed to be today, doing an AI role, if he were still to be alive, I will be okay with that. Just because there's all context and stuff. Don't make him a lead if it's just like a cameo, whatever. I'm okay with that, right? Because how old Heath Ledger will be today? Like 50 something.
Well, he was 28 when he died.
Oh,
this was back in 08.
He was super young. Okay, so he'll be like
46.
So he'll be like
40,
46, whatever, right? So he'll be like 46 years old, whatever the case may be, right? So if he's depicted as a 46-year-old Heath Ledger in 2026, doing a cameo or a quick little thing, I'm okay with that, right? Just don't make him a lead. Don't make him like don't make him like a plot point to the story. Like I'm okay with that, right? But if you make, for example,
well, they're doing it with Val Kilmer.
Right, but if it's just a cameo,
no, it's a lead. It's a full on.
Then no,
that's the star of the film.
Then I don't like that. Then you know what I mean. Then
right.
I don't like that. Then
like Bruce Willis, Bruce Willis is not in good health, and he apparently signed off his rights to use his likeness in film. So
but if it's the actor's choice, then who the fuck are we to say anything either? So
I just think AI has its usefulness, but it's just like if going back to the A24 thing, like A24 is supposed to be more about creativity. It's it's an indie studio where it's about good storytelling and creativity. Once you add in AI, that's going to take away the creativity.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. I agree. But I think there are useful uses of AI, like a purely animated feature. I think that'll be okay. I think there's really no harm in that. And something of that nature. And I'm not talking about like an animated feature as far as like, oh, they're doing another Toy Story 28, whatever it is, right? But they do like something brand new with new characters, and let's say it gets over with the audience because of the story. Fine, whatever. But I will say this though, like if they decide if they want to do, who's a passed away actor that passed away somewhat recently?
That's a lot. Hold on.
Maybe in the past like 10 years. And I'm sure you can name somebody.
Catherine O'Hara.
Okay. Well, that's super recent though. Like
James Vanderbeek.
Super recent. I'm talking about maybe within like 10 years ago.
Chadwick Boseman.
Well, when he passed away.
He passed away in 2020.
Who passed away 10 years ago?
10 years ago.
At least 10 years ago. I don't want to say like Burgess Meredith or anything because he'll be long dead by now. I'm trying to think of a realistic situation.
Pull up some names.
I don't want to say like Burt Reynolds.
Oh, Alan Rickman.
Okay, Alan Rickman, right? When did he pass away recently?
No, he passed away 2016.
Oh wow, it's been 10 years. Holy shit. Okay, excuse me. Damn, that seemed like only like a few years ago. Anyway, so Alan Rickman, right? If you put him in a role that makes Alan Rickman look like he's 25 years old in a today setting, fuck no, don't want to see that shit. Because I know that he wouldn't look like 25 years old today. That's just dumb. But if you make Alan Rickman look 10 years older from the time he passed away and he's still alive and kind of like what he looked like, I'm fine with that with the exception of it being a very small role. Nothing of super note, like nothing of like you're a huge plot point. More of a cameo, more of like, hey, you're in the movie for 5 minutes and you're out of there. Like I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with like, starring Alan Rickman. Yeah, like I don't. No, fuck that. No. At that point, it's just egregious.
Yeah, AI. The moral of the story is AI is gonna ruin a lot of shit. But let's get back to where we were at. So, talk about AEW.
That was a nice detour though. We talked about
No. It was fun. It was actually a lot more interesting to talk about that than wrestling. But we have to get back to wrestling. So then you had the TNA pay per view, which of note, Apollo Crews, who's now back to being Yuha Nation, appeared at TNA.
Ooh-ha, got you all in check.
Ooh-ha. Dolph Ziggler beat Mike Santana for the TNA Championship. It will be Mike Santana's last show with TNA. It looks like he's on his way out and possibly headed to WWE.
Yeah, so I mean, good for Mike Santana. He deserves the opportunity in WWE. Can't wait for him to be nothing.
Just creative. Nada, Papa. And then NXT, they had the Great American Bash. Again, good show. If we just talked about comparing apples to oranges with the main roster and the other things. Show, Great American Bash. I mean, it's not. I mean, because the WWE stuff isn't on Peacock anymore, so this was on CW.
Yeah.
But overall, I like the show. It was pretty enjoyable from top to bottom.
It was fine. It was fine. I won't say it was definitely not a bad show. I won't say it was like a great show, but it was good. It's good.
Tony D'Angelo defeated Naraku to retain the NXT Championship. He opened the show. Not a terrible match. It was a pretty solid match. You had two guys just beat the shit out of each other.
I mean, Evil's decent. He's never like Evil is not gonna wow you in the ring. He's a good character. He has good character work, and that's really about it. But he was one of the reasons why. He's also one of the reasons why New Japan fucking died too, because of the House of Torture. So,
jeez. Then you had Zarya defeating Tatum Paxley to retain the NXT North American Championship. Thought it was a solid match.
It was fine.
I mean, yeah. I like Tatum. I'm happy that Zarya is kind of getting in that spot that she, they've been trying to push her as, and she's so far she's been doing a good job. Tatum pretty much is finishing up in NXT before she goes to the main roster, and like you said, will be nothing. Then you have my boy, I'm playing Shiloh Hill versus Tristan Angels. I do like Tristan Angels. I've said it before. I think he has a good look. And it's kind of a weird match. I mean, at the end, they were meeting under the ring, and
it was pretty comical. I didn't like it. It was I'll be nice, but it was one of the weaker matches on the show. I'll just say that.
Agreed. Yeah, our local girl, Ren Sinclair, defending her Speed Women's Championship against Ariana Gray. She won. I mean, the Speed matches, take it or leave it. You're either going to like them or you're not. The match was fun, but it's Ren, so you got to support my girl Ren. You had Saquon Sugars versus Dion Lennox. I think it's kind of interesting that they're pushing Saquon. I always said in that Dark State group that Saquon was maybe like the better of everyone in that group because he had personality. So he defeated Dion, and again, decent match, nothing to write home about. What I thought was, I guess, well, actually, no, I wasn't nuts about this, but I get to the main event. You had Miles Bourne defending the NXT North American Championship against Tavion Heights. If you're talking about a wrestling match, just like a simple mat wrestling, technical match,
it was good. It was one of the better matches of the show. Nothing like standout fantastic, but I thought that was good for what it was.
Miles Bourne, again, I got nothing against him. Obviously, I think he's very talented. The fans seem to like him. Again, just think he's a little vanilla for me. And then Tavian Heights has always been cool. And then you got the main event, which to me is my favorite match of the night. You have the NXT Women's Championship, Kendall Gray versus Lola Vice. And these two matched up really well. I think they had a match that I talked about from like a few months ago, which I raved about. These two match up well, because Kendall has a background in amateur wrestling and Lola is an MMA fighter. And these two went out there and just had a really good match. I thought they had really good chemistry with each other. I don't know why Kalani needed to be out there. I guess to maybe add something to it, but I think her spot wasn't really needed. They should have just let the match play out on its own. But Kendall won, which deservedly so, because this is Kendall's spot now. Lola looks like she's going to be in AAA a lot more, just to kind of deal with that, and then have to the main roster with her mans, Ding, who's in AAA.
She can probably just go to the main roster now and still do AAA. Dom does it.
Yeah, true. But good for Kendall. We like Kendall around here. The girl's just a natural. I don't know how long she's been doing this. Was she wrestling in other companies before this?
No, she's been wrestling less than 2 years.
And she's that fucking good.
She according to Meltzer, she is the best women's wrestler within the first 2 years of all time.
That's high praise. That's high praise coming from Meltzer.
Well, I mean, he likes what he likes.
I know, but it's just like there's certain people where it's just like, should we care? But it's like then you hear them talk about certain people we like. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like when Cornette likes something that we don't expect him to like. You're like, oh,
no,
like he likes Javon Evans, and you wouldn't expect him to like someone.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't expect that. Yeah,
because he's not a high flying guy. And then same thing with Meltzer. Meltzer likes who he likes, but he sees someone like Kendall Gray, and he's like, oh, she's really fucking good. I'm like,
oh. Kendall Gray. I still look. I'm gonna tell you what WWE thinks of her as. WWE thinks of her as Kurt Angle, a female version of Kurt Angle. I think that she wrestles closer to Bryan Danielson. You know what I mean? So I said that already a couple times here on this podcast that I think she's a little bit more closer to Bryan Danielson, but they want her to be the female Kurt Angle.
You're right, because it's like Kurt Angle had more personality. He was a little bit more, I would say, vicious in the ring. Not to say Kendall can't get vicious in the ring.
Not necessarily as far as personality, but just amateur background, legit. Yeah. Like it's just on the surface. Like she even came out with the Team Angle like attire.
Yeah. I mean, I love Kurt Angle. He's he's in my top 5 of like favorite wrestlers of all time. I don't know. I look at Kurt Angle and I look at Kendall Gray differently. Like I look at Kurt Angle and I always thought of him, even when he was doing like the goofy stuff when he had hair. I always looked at him as like, this guy looks like he could probably beat the shit out of somebody, like for real. Whereas Kendall Gray just has that very nice person, down to earth, chill girl attitude.
That's because we haven't seen her work heel yet.
Okay,
I think
fair enough.
Once we start to see her work heel, then I think that perception will change. Like, oh, whoa, okay, that's who we're looking for.
Like she just seems like that girl we all knew in high school that was just really chill and just easy to hang out. But again, we need to see her work heel, like you said. I'm going to skip Raw because we kind of already talked about.
Raw. I didn't actually get my thoughts about this match. I'll just say this. I mean, I know you said you liked the match, and would you say it was a great match? Well, like, how would you rate the match?
It was I would say, just give it like a simple B.
B? Okay.
Simple B.
Well, I'm going to say this. This is the best women's match of 2026.
I like how you test me with this shit.
And I will be shocked if Dave Meltzer doesn't give this 5 stars.
You kind of worried me with that question because I thought you're going to be like,
No,
why?
no.
I hated it. It was mid.
No. I mean, we just talked about how great Kendall Gray is, and and we all know Lola was good. This no way this could have been a bad match.
It was a really, really good match. I would say B plus.
This was a A plus match for me. I think as of right now, this is my women's match of the year currently.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that with me too. I really, really liked it. I mean, better than anything with your girl Thekla.
Thekla, she's been doing great character work. She has great matches too, but her character work is what's really sent her over as far as like female wrestler of the year. To me, this is my favorite women's match of the year. If you were to go back and say, hey, Justin, Maya World and Mercedes is my favorite women's match of the year, I'm not gonna combat you whatsoever because that match is also a 5-star match as well. But just for what I saw, I'm gonna go with this particular match as my female match of the year. I think they're both 5-star matches, but just like I just like this one just a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, agreed. I thought it was really, really, really good. Kendall, let me ask you this: between Thekla and Kendall Gray, who do you like better?
Well, who do I like better, or who's better right now?
Okay, who's better right now?
Thekla is better right now.
Okay,
right, like today, right now.
No, okay, all right.
I'm not saying that like in ring. Like I think Kendall Gray by the end of the year could overtake Thekla. But as of this moment, July 1st, 2026, I got Thekla.
All right. But that was Great American Bash. Again, I want to skip Raw because we're kind of coming close on time. And we kind of already talked about the big chunks of Raw. So I want to talk about NXT for a little bit because something did happen with that show. Overall, yeah, I guess the TV show itself was fine. Let me just kind of run through the gambit. Yeah, Kendall Gray come out and cut a promo. And I thought her promo was good. I think it was great. I mean, I thought it was kind of funny how she acknowledged that she doesn't like talking all that much.
Yeah.
And she was just like, she did like the basic, wrestling 101 babyface thing of like, I did this and I worked hard for it and blah, blah. And I, I'm ready for the challengers and yada, yada. Ren came out with a cake.
We gotta backtrack that one. She did way more than that. She basically said that like, hey, I'm not like, hey, I'm gonna be nervous coming out here kind of promo. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I ever be. She's basically like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be a good promo. Like, I don't know. I'm not Barbie. If you expect me to be a Barbie, I don't think you're gonna get that. But she says when that bell rings, I'm gonna be the best damn like that's how you build a character. That's how you build somebody for the audience to get behind. I think that promo overall is going to be very, very overlooked. But the way that she came out there and how she presented herself, I thought that was fantastic.
No, I didn't hate the promo. I'm not sure and say it was bad.
I didn't say you did, but I think we just missed the point of that very important point.
Well, it kind of goes into what I was going to say about her, which is like when she talks, she just sounds natural. Like she sounds like herself. It doesn't sound like she's trying to be some. It's like what we said about Javon Evans a few years ago, where Javon just sounds like himself. He just sounds like a typical Gen Z, young kid. Kendall, same thing. Kendall just sounds like herself. Could it be a little bit better? Sure, but I don't think she's terrible. I think she's actually very good. I thought the promo was very good. She just seems like a down-to-earth, likable person. And we'll see how she does as a heel. But again, love Kendall. Then you had Vanity Project versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner and Galeno for the NXT titles, or NXT Tag Team titles. Vanity Project won. Again, Vanity Project is currently my favorite tag team to watch so far. I think they're very good, including Jackson Drake. Then you had Jackson Drake versus Mason Rook. Okay, I want to bring this up. This is kind of like a nothing burger, but it's just something that caught my eye. So let me pull up the tweet real quick. Okay, so Paul Walter Hauser, the actor, he's now a wrestler. He's in MLW.
Yeah.
He quote tweeted a clip of this match today, and he put the following: watch and listen to the crowd. The people who paid money to watch the show are loving it. They do not care about the Twitter sphere wiser than thou disdain parade. Sorry, didn't meet your Nick Bockwinkel requirements. They got over and had fun. Welcome to wrestling in 2026. To which Jim Cornette, as he usually does, commented with, it's friends and family who got free tickets watching Chaz Bono endure oxygen deprivation, turd blossom. You couldn't have parked Nick Bockwinkel's car. Fuck off. And then Mason Rook commented, thanks, Jim. I'm so grateful all my friends and family from England were in attendance last night. So I don't know why. It's kind of a weird thing for Paul Walter Hauser to say. I mean, I think if he wanted to just say the match was good and whatever, but to just turn it into an issue that it really wasn't.
What was the issue?
Just to kind of, I think he was just trying to be a troll and just like get a reaction out of people to be like, oh, nobody cares about Nick Bockwinkel. It's like, what does that have to do with it?
I mean, let me ask you a question. Do you really care? Can you name me a Nick Bockwinkel match? So why are we, what is this? What are we doing here?
I mean, I guess the whole point is just like, you know what you're trying to do. Not you, him.
Right.
Paul Walter Hauser. He knows what he's trying to do. He's trying to turn something into a debate, and it's just, I don't know, that was a weird thing.
But I mean, I see what you're saying. He's a bigger guy, right? So is Mason Rook. I think it was really more of like, hey, I'm going to bat for my bigger guy. I didn't. People look at this shit way too deep. Like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. This has nothing to do with the grand scheme of things of the bottom line of NXT. This doesn't have to do with Paul Walter Hauser's wrestling or his movie career or anything like that. I don't give a fuck. Regardless of this, I don't care if he said this or not. Like, I don't lose sleep over this. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect like the conversation that we talk about here. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, Drake defeated Rook. Also, TNA is going to have a tournament for their new, I guess, women's TV championship.
Yeah.
To which Thea Hale is going to be involved in. So that kind of answers my question from last week. Is
yeah. I'm like, because we haven't seen any TNA and WWE NXT channel mix for a while. So Thea Hale and Wendy Chu, they're in the tournament. So
nice. What was supposed to be Vikingo versus EK Prosper ended up turning into your boy Keanu Carver versus EK Prosper. After they did an angle where Keanu hurt him, which from what I heard, Vikingo was actually hurt.
Say again, you kind of broke up at the very end.
Oh, can you hear me?
No, I hear you, but you broke up at the end. Just repeat what you said.
Well, I was saying, like, from what I heard, Vikingo actually was hurt.
Yeah, he's injured.
So that's why they wrote him out of the show. EK Prosper defeated Carver. Yeah, that was the match. Wasn't too much to write home about. Yeah, Jada Parker versus Carmen Petrovich. Parker defeated her. And then you had, or next week it's going to be Natty versus Kendall for the NXT Championship. So
that should be a fun match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about in-ring wise, I think that should be a fun match.
Yeah. And then the main event, you had Tatum Paxley versus Kalani Jordan. I thought this was really good. I thought this was really good from the beginning, middle, end. I like Tatum. I like Kalani. Both women know how to work. Again, someone like Kalani who hasn't even been around that long, and she's this good, kind of like Kendall. Yep. And Tatum's been around for a while, but she's really grown to her own in this character. And they told a good story. Like, Tatum got hurt, Kendall was working on the leg, and eventually It was too much for Tatum, and Kendall won. You get to the end of the match, and Tatum's standing in the ring, which, we've been watching wrestling for a while, and we usually know whenever the show's about to end and someone's standing in the ring, they're planning for a big debut. I thought maybe she was standing in the ring a little too long, so I don't know, maybe someone missed their cue. But at the end of the show, you had the debut of Nikki Blackheart, who had already been signed to WWE. I believe she's going by Nicole Martinez.
Yep.
If I believe so. And she came out. She put Tatum in what looked like a torture rack.
Yeah, torture rack, yeah.
And it looked like she kind of not botched the spot, but she couldn't get all of Tatum's weight on her back, which I got worried for a second. So I thought her knee gave out, but obviously it didn't. But yeah, Nikki, she's now in NXT, which I'm happy about. I think Nikki looks like $1 million. She has a good look to her. You have another kind of, I don't want to say big hoss, but like you have another kind of big jack, woman on the show.
I mean, more. I think she's very, 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 very good from what I've seen of her. Right. So I'm not saying this to take away anything away that she does. Right.
Right.
But how many more of these archetypes can we have of these women in WWE? Should we run down the fucking names?
Let's see. Jade, Rhea. You can throw Tiffany in there because she's jacked.
Raquel,
Jordan, Zarya.
We already named enough right there. So my question is, and I hope she does well. I hope she finds a good character, and I hope she gets over. I generally hope so. I really do. I hope everybody does. What's she gonna do differently from all these other women, and how's she gonna stand out differently from all these other women?
Guess we'll find out.
I guess so. I hope so, but I just don't like the long term of her. She looks great, right? She's very pretty, right? I just hope that they figure something out with her that is that's gonna complement her the best way possible.
I mean, if anything, when they bring on the main roster, she'll probably just be a heavy for somebody, or start out as a heavy.
See you brought that up, and that tells me everything I need to know right there. Have her come up and be a heavy for somebody.
I mean, that
tells me that there's way too many of those type of women in, on TV.
I mean, they did that for Raquel. I mean, Raquel, I think the only one they did that for her, because they didn't do that for Rhea. They didn't do that for Tiffany. They didn't do that for Bianca. I think Raquel's the only one they did that for.
Yeah, true. But look, at the end of the day, though, like anyone that you bring up, if you think that they're going to be a star of some sort, right? Because that's what we kind of hope for a lot of these NXT calls. Oh man, this guy's gonna be a star, even for like all the way back from like 2014, 2015. Oh, he's gonna be a star. He's gonna be a star. He's gonna be a star. And probably like 9% of them just either become like middle of the road, right? Some become stars. There's only a select few that become actual stars. You know what I mean? Like if you look at all the call-ups from NXT from like 2016, we'll say 2016 on, who has actually became like a big star within WWE? Like you
said 2016?
2016, yeah. So like Finn Balor, like the Finn Balor and the Shinsuke Nakamura's and stuff. Like a lot of those guys didn't become much of anything.
Actually, it's been the women.
It's been the women, yes.
Rhea, Charlotte, Bianca,
the four horsewomen, right?
Bailey,
all the four horsewomen.
Becky, Sasha there for a minute. I'm blanking on names.
You said Bianca. I mean, Tiffany did win the title, so Tiffany. She didn't win
mainly the women.
Mainly the women, right? Men, I can't really think of any men.
I mean, just recently, Oba looks like he's getting there. Trick is getting there. Pretty soon, Javon's probably going to get there.
I don't know about you, but I feel a little bit more. I won't say down on Trick, but I'm like, whew. Look, I'll put it to you this way: Braun Breaker, right? You see what Braun Breaker's doing right now? Do you think Trick is even going to get to where Braun Breaker was? I'm not feeling that right now. Right now, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that currently right now. The only person I really feel that for is Oba. Maybe. I feel it more with Javon Evans right now over Trick Williams. And I'm not saying Javon Evans is gonna be world champion, is gonna be a big star. What I'm saying is that like not necessarily how they treat him, but just like his overall aura. They put him in these situations, either he wins or loses, or whatever. I feel that a little bit more over Trick Williams right now. They're about the same though to me, but that's just nitpicking.
Actually, I have two more: Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Okay, Sami Zayn. Well, that's after 2016, but yes, we'll throw that in there too. Yeah. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, yes. But hold on. You said Sami Zayn, right?
Yeah.
It only took until last Saturday to but it's true, but it took a long fucking time,
Sami and Kevin, they're both Mr. Consistency because or also like Mr. Reliable, because with Kevin Owens it's like it's weird because not so much him. I think Sami's more of that Dolph Ziggler type where it's like plug and play him in big spots because he's reliable. Kevin Owens is, hey, we need you to make our main event guy look like $1 million.
Right.
Hey, Steve Austin is coming out of retirement and he wants to wrestle you. So Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens has been
that's fair.
He's been very successful, and that's a guy who on paper should have never been successful. He was, because he lost a lot of weight, but he was a chubby guy that wore a t-shirt and basketball shorts. On paper, that never should have worked, but it did, and I'm happy because I love Kevin Owens. And I like Sami Zayn too. So yeah, those two guys, I think we're talking about men. They're probably the most successful of the men in NXT.
Yeah.
Or they come out of NXT.
But going back to the subject matter at hand, Nikki Blackheart, I hope she does well. I hope she becomes a breakout star, but I hope that way for a lot of people. Is Nikki Blackheart, is she going to turn into a what will be a name? Is she going to turn to Rhea Ripley? Is she going to turn to a Bianca Belair? Is she going to turn into a Iyo, whatever, right? As far as star power, right? Mm-hmm. Or is she going to be Candice LeRae? Or is she going to be who else? Who else can I think of? Is she going to be Race? Is she going to be Jada Parker? Jada Parker, I mean, yeah, she won a match with her, but like Jada Parker doesn't feel like as much of a star as she did a year ago. Again, Jada, but I'm just calling what it is. You know what I mean?
Again, it's just like it's 1 week. Well, let's see what this girl can do.
No, again, I hope she does well, but I'm just saying, like you gotta be on, you gotta be honest on what WWE does with them.
True. No, true. I mean?
Yeah.
But that's everything. I did want to go over this just to kind of close out the show. So next week, I believe next Tuesday, July the 7th is when the new season of Dark Side of the Ring premieres.
Yep.
And I'm just going to go through the topics just to kind of gauge your interest or what you think about them. So it's going to open with a twofer. So it's going to be 2 weeks. It's going to be about TNA. Jeff Jarrett's going to, your boy Jeff Jarrett, he's going to be running the gambit. I believe Samoa Joe's going to be in. Oh, yeah, Samoa Joe's going to be in it because I saw clips of him in it. And I guess whoever else is going to be a part of it. So TNA is going to open Dark Side.
Cool.
All right. July the 21st, Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher.
Yeah, that's gonna be something.
So, tell me about what constitutes that as being Dark Side of the Ring.
Necro Butcher got fucking beaten to shit.
Okay. I guess we'll find out.
Mass transit incident. Not like as far as like the legality and stuff like that, but just like it's Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Necro the Butcher almost died in that match.
July the 28th, the Big Boss Man.
Okay. I mean, I like Big Bubba Rogers, but I mean, sure.
If you're ever down around in a county, Georgia. I don't know the lyrics. August the 4th, Renegade, Rick Wilson.
That's gonna be a good one. Yeah, he killed himself too, suicide.
Who was the Renegade?
The Ultimate Warrior, the Ultimate Warrior in WCW.
Okay.
So they basically brought in a they're like, oh, we're gonna bring in an ultimate surprise, and they show like steam was over the face, and people thought fucking the Ultimate Warrior was coming in, and when he debuted, right, people really thought it was the Ultimate Warrior, but no, it wasn't the Ultimate Warrior. It was a guy that looked like the Ultimate Warrior.
Okay.
So yeah.
August the 11th, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff.
I don't care.
Okay.
For a Dark Side of the Ring, like, I don't. Well, I mean, he did have that condition, whatever, but like, come on, man. Like, it seems like a lot of these, so I feel like they went through all like the great subjects already.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna be like? Oh, like the only ones that will actually give me is like the modern day shit, like Brawl Out. Yeah, like, oh yeah, give me that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like Brawl Out, or just like CM Punk in general in AEW. They can't do that as of yet. That's some 10 years from now that they can do. They can't do it right now. They just can't.
Yeah, like I think there was one season where they were just scraping through the bottom of the barrel, and they like brought this really obscure wrestler that like even Kevin was like, really? Like that? Like it was somebody that nobody ever heard of, and surprise, surprise, that got like the worst. Like that was like the worst rated episode.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember the guy's name. I just remember
they need to do IWA King of the Death Match. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, I mean they did the big stuff. They did the screw job for whatever reason. They did Von Erichs. They did Benoit. They did Brian Pillman.
They basically did Eddie as well because they part one of Benoit. Like they did pretty much. They did. You said Von Erichs. They did Macho Man. They did New Jack. They did Brawl for All. They did the Plane Right from Hell. They did.
They did Sonny and Chris.
Yeah. They did you say Pillman?
Yeah, they did Pillman.
Yeah.
You froze again.
I'm not frozen.
Okay. Jesus Christ. All right. Hello. 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 Justin, you there?
I'm here. Yes.
Okay. All right. There was a little hiccup there. Yeah, they basically did all the big ones, and this is just like they're just running through names.
But continue.
But they were supposed to do Mike Awesome one year, but then the family pulled out the last minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul Orndorff, August the 18th, Missy Hyatt.
That was interesting.
And then the 25th,
she's a whore, so you know.
Yeah. Like he said, she's a whore.
I mean, that's what it's gonna be about, her fucking everyone. So.
And then the 25th, this might be a little sad. Zach Gallen.
Why would it be sad?
Well, I mean, like he talked about his abuse growing up, like he was abused as a kid.
I mean, there's a lot of fucked up shit in pro wrestling. Like Jake the Snake Roberts. Like they didn't do Jake. They didn't do Jake, did they?
Yeah, they did Jake.
They did do Jake. All right. Well, fuck. See, there's another one too. Right? You know what they should do? They should do. I don't know if they did, but they should do Beyond the Mat.
I don't know if anyone would want to do something like that anymore.
What, Beyond the Mat?
Like that premise of just like, expose the dark side of the ring. It's like, no, I don't think anyone wants to see that.
No, what I'm saying is that they should do like the Beyond the Mat, movie, and like everyone talking about the movie and like the backstage stuff and like the filming.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah. I don't mean like another Beyond the Mat movie. Like you can't do another one of those. Like it's.
Yeah, like seeing Mick Foley's children cry.
Yeah, no. But they should do they should do the Beyond the Mat movie and kind of like, I don't know, I think that'll be pretty cool.
But here's everything they did do, just to kind of run the gamut, because I was kind of
oh yeah, I'm aware of what they did already. Yeah.
Macho Man and Liz, Montreal Screwjob, Bruiser Brody, which that was pretty good. Von Erichs, Gino Hernandez, the Fabulous Moolah, Chris, Benoit, New Jack, Brawl for All, Jimmy Snuka, Dino Bravo, which a majority of the episode was in French. Dr. David Schultz, Herb Abrams, which that was kind of crazy. The Road Warriors, Owen Hart, Brian Pillman, Nick Gage, Collision in Korea, which I remember that one not really being that interesting. Because it's like, where's the dark side of the ring for that? Ultimate Warrior.
Wait, so you're asking about something that happened in North Korea? Why is not Dark Side of the Ring, and why is?
Well, I just remember, obviously yes, but it's just like I remember being like, okay, what happened? Because it didn't seem like the wrestlers themselves. It didn't seem like anyone got hurt. Like there was a story about Scott Norton getting threatened.
I don't think it's necessarily like people getting hurt or like someone died or whatever. It's just the premise of like these people are being forced of their will. They're going to a dictatorship nation to put on a event that these people have no idea what the fuck they're watching, and they're being forced there by their fucking leader, and they have to cheer because of their fucking leader. I think that's the dark side of the ring. It's not necessarily the wrestling itself. It's like, it's kind of like this, right? Like let's say you have the fucking whatever, the 1936 Berlin Olympics or whatever, right? And you got fucking what they did a dark side of the ring for that shit. Yeah, I mean, like, we probably will know, George Hackenschmidt, whatever, right? But let's just say there was a wrestling event that was, during that time frame, right? Like, wouldn't that be like that? Well, it's not necessarily about the wrestling; it's about everything surrounding the wrestling being this fucking country by the worst human ever,
True. And then, the Jake episode was about his family, so it was about his dad, Sam Houston, and Rock and Rock. So, Dynamite Kid, Plain from Hell, Chris Canyon, FMW, Johnny K, Bruiser Bedlam, Luna, Rob Black, and XPW, and then the United States versus Vince McMahon, Chris and Tammy, Magnum TA, Eddie Graham, Mike Graham, Doink the Clown, Junkyard Dog, Adrian Adonis, Abdullah the Butcher, Bam Bam Bigelow, Bash at the Beach 2000, Marty Jannetty, Earthquake, Buff Bagwell was just funny. Terry Gordy, Brutus Beefcake, Harley Race, Chris. That was the one I was talking about. Chris Colt. Like that was the one where, again, a very obscure wrestler that I don't think anyone really ever heard of. Chris Adams, Sherry Martel, The Sandman, Black Saturday. And then last season you had Mankind versus The Undertaker, which that was one of those things I was just like, really, we need to talk about this again? But then Mick Foley was like, no, that fucked me up. Like that fucked me up for years. You don't understand. Ludwig Borga, which that's another one that was really fucked up because that guy really just turned into a piece of shit later in life. Big Van Vader, Tony Atlas, Billy Graham, Eddie Gilbert, Billy Jack Haynes, the original Sheik, Daphne, which that was depressing. That was hard to watch because obviously we know what happened to Daphne later in life.
Right.
I was a big fan of Daphne. I always wondered why she never really made it far, but come to find out, from Don Tony, she had a match. She had a tryout match in WWE with Jackie Gaten, and it was apparently really fucking bad. So that's why she didn't get hired. And then Muhammad Hassan, which that had a better story at the end because now he's currently, I think he's like the head of HR for the Philadelphia School District. So he's kind of one of the brighter spots in wrestling. So, but that's Dark Side of the Ring, people. Yeah, we're coming up on 2 hours. Do you have anything else you want to bring up?
I do not.
All right, people, we are done. That is a show. That is the show in the can. We'll be back next week. Same time, same channel. Thank you, Justin, of course. And head over to the YouTube channel, to the experience, and make sure you subscribe, leave a like and a comment. Helps with the algorithm. You get shows like this, The Experience, which is every Wednesday. You also get the formerly known Lunches with Punches, but it's now called Real Bites. That's every Sunday at 6 with me and Joe, where we talk movies and TV shows. Just recently, last Sunday, we had a pretty packed show. We reviewed a lot of movies. I talked about Widow's Bay, which is a TV show on Apple, which I was just like raving about. And also the last season of The Bear. And then we just talked about movies. I talked about Supergirl. So, look that up. And then Friendly Neighborhood Marks with RJ the Brooklyn Savage, and then Meadow Drive Hoops, which was more of a seasonal show since the NBA season ended. But we might bring up we might put out a new show just to talk about the draft picks and these free agency signings. And DY Experience, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, same name, and also TikTok. So that's enough out of me. Justin, what about you?
Yeah, guys, SpineBrushCs, SpineBrushCs.com. Follow me on there. Get yourself a wrestling t-shirt on SpineBrushCs.com. Follow me on Instagram. See what I have inside my shop. SpineBrushCs at Wonderland of the Americas, aka Crossroads Mall, San Antonio, Texas. Come get yourself a wrestling t-shirt, action figure, belt, trading cards, lucha mask. Getting a whole bunch of stuff in my shop. SpineBrushCs, that's SpineBrushCs at the Wonderland of the Americas. SpineBrushCs on Instagram and SpineBrushCs.com.
And people, have a good weekend. Have a good 4th of July weekend. It's already July. Be safe. Whether you're having a barbecue, going to the beach, have fun and just be safe. So we are done, people. Have a good night and peace out.
Peace.
Bullet Club for life. Goodbye. And good night. Bang.